Okay, I'm taking a break from mining ISO this morning, so you can see the strategy I do is I do a bunch at one time. Like you see, I've got all three of my meridians and all three of my novas. Mine's ISO almost as fast as the meridian, so this is a good strategy. But what I'm going to talk about today is the wave defense, this new mechanic. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not because I think this is a cool mechanic, but the fact that you have to rely on other people to have their crap together, I don't like mechanics like that. And that's the same reason I'm not a fan of the formations and I'm not a fan of the cube. Anytime I have to rely on another player to have their crap together is not something I like to do. But other than that, I like the new Section 31 faction store. There's a lot to like about this thing, but let's talk about some strategies on how to use it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to enter one of these systems so I'm the one that can start it, and I'm not going to start it because it's too much chaos to try to do a video and run one of these defenses at the same time. But I'm just going to talk about my crewing and some of the strategies that you can use in it. Okay, the ships that I'm going to use here is I'm going to use my Kozar and the crew I'm going to use. I'm going to use Janeway as captain, E Data, and the Doctor. And below, I've got my strongest attack, defense, and health with Brianna. And the reason why Brianna's in this ship and not in the other one is because she's got synergy with Janeway. Now, if this was like a single ship like the other Armadas and stuff, what I would have Grush, and then I would have E. Troy and Hugh in there. So I'd have all three of my um, Big Bang hostile lower deck ones, but it's not. So you gotta balance your power out. So I've got my best crew with my best attack, best defense, best health, and Brianna. The second ship I use is my Sanctus, and the crew I'm going to use is my Strange New Worlds crew. So my Strange New World crew, I have Pike as captain, Spock on one side, and Uhura on the other side. And below, I've got Grush, Trendy, E. Troy, and Hugh. So that gives me the biggest bang for the buck by not having, my best health, tack, and defense officers, hostile uh, lower deck officers, and I also have my best lower deck officer in Trendy. That makes a really tough crew. Since I went with this strategy, I have not finished lower than wave 8. I've never died in any of them. I've finished it, but too many of my people that were in the wave defense died, and they ended up taking the station or whatever it is in the middle. But I've also finished it 3 times to wave 10. So the key thing to me, let's go into one of these. Let's find one that's not somebody that's not being used. Let's go into Austin. Since I'm a Texan, we'll go into Austin. And what I'll do is I'll bring, like I said, bring my 2 ships, and I'll put them about. Let me go ahead, put the full screen. I'll put them about right here to the second ring. Both of them. I'll put the other one down here. Let's get him a little bit closer to second to last ring. Okay, and that gives me a little bit of flexibility. If they don't come right where I got it, I don't have to end up backtracking. I'm letting ones get in front of me. So, yeah, this guy's going to not like it that I'm going to bail from this here in a second, but I am. Um, but anyway, that's the strategy I use. I use my best ships with my best crew. I don't use the speed crew option, which I've seen a lot of people. Every time I've ever seen that happen, they usually die in the defense because it just doesn't make your ship strong enough, even with uh, four, 5-star ships. Um, like the first time I tried the speed crew, I used my um, Klingon 56 Explorer, and it died with a speed crew doing this. So, um, as you probably some of you know, anytime that you're doing one of these deal, when you lose a player, it's a big hit because you got to pick up the slack. And the key thing is staying alive. You say, well, you got a battleship. That one was a little bit slow. I haven't noticed it being an issue, to be honest with you. To be totally honest with you, I haven't seen it to be an issue in this, and I'm not going to sacrifice the power for to put a speed crew in here. For me, that's always worked for me, at least. Like I said, since I've adopted this strategy, I haven't finished no lower than wave 8. I usually this station here gets killed in wave 9 when some of my guys get taken out, but I've also finished it 3 times. Went all the way through wave 10 and finished it. And to me, this is the best strategy for this. And not, I know that a lot of people are going to tell you to stick specialty ships in here. You just can't sacrifice your ship because there's not just enough one type of ship in here that you can put Mantis in here, or even your Franklin. It's just not worth it. Put your best crew, your best ships. That's the best way to go. So until next time.